This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so in the previous session, we executed that Maven commands and we have created the packages. So what type of packages we have created? We have created jar, var, and er. These are the three packages we have created, right? So for running the jar file, we can use that Java command, Java hyphen jar file name, right? To run the jar file, we are going to use the Java command. Even if you want to run that Java class, we are going to use the Java command, Java hello world. Already we discussed it, right? So if you want to run the jar file, so we are going to use one option called as -jar. We are going to use one option -jar. But for var and er, can you able to run with the Java command? No. What we have to do? We have to use that application servers. Application servers we are going to use to deploy the application, this var file and er file. So what are the popular application servers are there? Hmm? WebSphere, application server, WebLogic, JBoss, or now they renamed to that Wildfly. Initially the tool name is JBoss. Now they have renamed to the Wildfly. Then so Rohit is saying VAS. Yes, this WebSphere application server we are going to call as VAS. Then Apache Tomcat. So even another tool called as WebSphere Liberty Profile. WebSphere Liberty Profile. Right. So who is the provider of these servers? These two servers? IBM. Right. IBM. WebLogic. Initially, the company name was BEA. That BEA company is acquired by the Oracle. Oracle. JBoss or Wildfly. Who is the provider? Red Hat. So now this Red Hat is acquired by which company? Anybody idea? IBM. Apache Tomcat. Apache Software Foundation. Right. So use any one of these application servers to deploy that var or er file. See, WebSphere application server. If you want to use this one or WebSphere Liberty Profile, you have to pay the money, purchase the license from IBM. Right. Even if you want to use the WebLogic, you have to purchase the license from Oracle. JBoss or Wildfly. you don't want to pay the money. Open source. If you want to use the JBoss or Wildfly, it's free. You don't want to pay the money. Okay. Even same way for Apache Tomcat also. That's why many people are using these two tools. Okay, these servers. Even still some companies are using to deploy that other projects. So like banking related projects, e-commerce projects, they are using this one. If you see Citibank application, all the Citibank applications they're deploying in the WebLogic, WebSphere application server. How I know? Many of my students are there in Citibank. Okay, Citibank is a one bank, right? So they also IT jobs are there. Okay, so guys, don't think that the Citibank means some banking related work is there. Okay, we have IT openings also there in the Citibank. So many of my students are there in US Citibank also. Okay, even in India also is there. Arey Raghunath Reddy Bhaiya, first of all, you are joining late and you are disturbing others. Okay, WebLogic. So most of the HDFC bank applications are deployed in this WebLogic. So like this, some e-commerce applications, banking related applications are deploying in these application servers also, right? But if you are not able to purchase the license and if your application is not that much of big application, then you can go with Wildfly or Apache Tomcat. Okay, so Apache Tomcat, okay, is a you can call as a Tomcat or Apache Tomcat. Why we are calling Apache Tomcat? So the provider of Tomcat is Apache. So Apache Tomcat is an open source Java based web application server. See here, already we know open source means everyone knows, right? We are going to get the source code and a Java based. So however, Maven is going to support only Java applications. Same way, Tomcat also going to work for only the Java based applications. So whatever the servers which I have specified here, na, all these servers are going to work for only Java language only, right? Clear? And you may have question, sir. I have developed that application using the Node.js. Do you have any server to run the Node.js applications? No need, guys. Just if you install Node.js software, that is more enough to run the Node.js, Angular, these applications and all. Angular. So if you want to install Angular, you have to install this to run the Angular JS applications. You have to install Angular also. Node.js software to run the Node.js applications. Same way, you have developed the application using that Python. So to run that Python applications, just if you install that Python software to run the Python applications, right? If it is a .NET, which server we are going to use? Anybody idea? IIS. Okay. But for Java, we have many servers are there. So if you want to run that Java applications, we have many servers are there. Right. If you see, we are going to discuss about that Tomcat. Tomcat is an open source Java based web application server. Web application server means it can support only web applications. It is not going to support that enterprise applications. Means we can deploy only the WAR file in the Tomcat server. We are not able to deploy the ER. We are not able to deploy the ER. Right. So assume you have developed that enterprise application. Okay. And you have created a ER. That time what you are going to do? You are not able to deploy that ER into the Tomcat server. Then where you are going to host? So you can deploy that application in any one of these servers like WebSphere application server, WebLogic or JBoss or Wildfly. Right. So these servers are going to support enterprise applications. Okay. So in the JBoss or Wildfly, you can deploy WAR and ER also both. But in the Tomcat, we can deploy only WAR files. We can deploy only the WAR files. Right. So that's why we are calling Tomcat is a web application server. It can support only the web applications. It can support only the web applications. It will not support that enterprise applications. Clear? So in the JBoss or Wildfly, we can deploy WAR and ER also. So if you want to explore on this JBoss and ER, what I did, I have created one recorded video. Okay, I have uploaded recently. So if you see here, JBoss or Wildfly application server installation and deployment also in the Linux server. You guys can explore this one. Okay, clear? Now what is a Tomcat? Tomcat is an open source Java based web application server. What is the Maven? Maven is a open source Java based build tool. What do you mean by build tool? Build is nothing but process of automating the creating the package. To create the package, right? Using the Tomcat, we can run that package whatever we have generated, right? See, so far what we discussed, as a developer, he is going to develop the code and he is going to push the code. So as a developer, he is going to develop that code, source code plus unit test cases. What is the use of unit test cases? To run the source code programmatically, then build a script. All right. So all these things, as a developer, he is going to develop and he is going to push the code to the remote repository. As a DevOps engineer, we are the responsible for creating that repositories in the any one of the SCM. So now we need to take this code and we need to deploy. So for that one, first what we are going to do, we are going to create the packages using the build script. So the popular build script for Java projects is Maven. So now package also created. So now we need to deploy. For deploying that application, we are going to use that Tomcat server. Once if you deploy that application, then only it is going to able to accessible. See, we are accessing Facebook application, facebook.com. Why? How we are accessing? After deploying, they have generated one URL. With help of that URL, we are accessing. If they don't deploy, we are not able to access it. Yes or no? Clear. So now to access our application, whatever we have developed, first we need to deploy it. We need to deploy it. Right. So for deploying application only, we are using the Tomcat server. Clear. So now we'll discuss about that Tomcat server. Tomcat server directory structure. Tomcat server directory structure. See, if you go and see here, our DevOps download page, Tomcat website will be there. Just click on here. It will take you to the official download page. So the latest version is 10 version. So if you want the 10 version, click on this one. See here, the 10.x, the latest version is 10.0.17. So if you want 9, click on this 9. If you want 8, click on this 8. See, in the 8, the latest version is 8.5.76. Right. So we are going to download that 9. Okay, just scroll down. If you observe here, binary distributions are there and source code distributions are there. Binary distributions and source code distributions are there. So which one we need to download just if you want to run the application? So Praveen is saying binary. Okay, so everyone is saying that binary. Then when we are going to use this source code distribution, when we are going to use to customize the features, existing features, we are going to download this source code distribution. Jayachandra is saying real time, not real time, Bhaiya. If you want to enhance the existing features or if you want to develop extra features, we are going to download the source code. So if you want to use that existing features and if you want to run the application, we'll download this binary distribution. So already we know Maven, Tomcat, these are the open source softwares. Open source means they are going to give the source code also, right? So if you see here under binary distributions, zip file, tar file. And if you see here 32-bit Windows zip, 64 Windows zip. So these packages can be used to deploy application in only the Windows operating system. If you download this, whatever I have highlighted, can you deploy that? Can you run that software in that MacBook or Linux server? Not possible. Okay, this one 32-bit or 64-bit Windows Service Installer. Windows Service Installer means if you download this one, if you observe, just I have mouse over on this package name. If you see in the left side down, Apache-tomcat-9.0.59.exe file means it is going to download that executable software, right? So these three packages can be used to install the Tomcat server in Windows operating system. See, if you download these two, any one of these two, it is going to download as a zip file. But this one, it is going to download as a .exe file. Okay, so we are not going to use these three because in the real time we are going to deploy the application, this Tomcat server into the install the Tomcat server in the Linux server, right? So these three packages are not going to support. Then which one we need to download? We need to download either zip file or tar file. We need to download either zip file or tar file. So once if you extract either zip file or tar file, you are going to see that some directories. And one more thing, guys, this zip file or tar file is going to work for any of the operating system. This zip file or tar file, it is going to work for any of the operating system. It will work for MacBook, it will work for Linux, it will work for Windows also, right? Yes, see, you can extract it. So download and extract it, right? So, but anyway, you are not able to extract this tar file in Windows, but you can download this tar file in MacBook or Linux. After extracting, you can use that extracted directory to run that application, the Tomcat server in the Windows also. But if you are using Windows, definitely we are going to download this zip file. So after downloading this zip file or tar file, if you extract it, you are going to see that bin directory, then conf directory, then lib directory, then logs directory, web apps directory, then work directory, then temp directory. So these are the 7 directories you will see. Can you guess what this bin directory contains? So this bin directory contains that binary files. So if you go and see here, startup.sh, startup.bat, shutdown.sh, shutdown.bat. See, startup.sh file. This is the file which we can use for starting the Tomcat server. So if you want to start, we can use that sh startup.sh. So this file can be used to start the Tomcat server in MacBook or Linux. So this bat means batch file, which can be used to run the Tomcat server in Windows. So already we know this zip file or tar file, it can be used to run the Tomcat server in the any of the operating system, right? Same way, shutdown.sh. So you can use this shutdown.sh for running the Tomcat server in the MacBook or Linux server. Shutdown.bat file, which can be used to run the stop the So sorry guys, for shutdown is just for stopping. Okay, startup.sh for starting the Tomcat server. With the same name, if you observe, two types of extensions are there. One is sh, another one is bat. So bat for Windows, sh for MacBook or Linux. Clear? So another file called as catalina.sh. Catalina.sh. So this catalina.sh and the same way catalina.bat. Okay, two files are there with the same name, different extension. So catalina.sh can be used to start or stop the Tomcat server. See, same file which can be used to start and stop also. But the startup.sh can be used to only start the Tomcat server. Shutdown.sh server, this file can be used to stop the Tomcat server. But Catalina.sh can be used to start and stop the server. So how? Very simple. sh Catalina.sh and you can pass the arguments. So whatever the arguments which you are passing, based on that, the same script it is going to perform for starting and stopping. So if you want to stop, you can use that Catalina.sh stop. Clear? So you can use startup.sh or catalina.sh start, shutdown.sh or sh catalina.sh stop. So like this also you can use. So like that we have one another file called as version.sh, version.bat, version.sh, version.bat. So to know the which version of Tomcat you are using, we can use this version.sh file or version.bat file. Clear? So here in the bin directory, we can see that binary files. Clear? So guys, remember these file names: startup.sh, shutdown.sh. These are the two files which we are going to use, okay, for starting and stopping. Another directory, conf directory. Can you guess what is the use of what this conf directory contains? Configuration files, right? So even in Tomcat also, even in Maven also we saw, right, conf directory, bin directory, lib directory and all. What that important directory, important file name in the conf directory, if it is a Maven, settings.xml. In the settings.xml only we have changed that Maven local repository customize custom path, yes or no? And we are going to use for other purpose also with Maven. When we are discussing about Maven, this Nexus, again we are going to use this settings.xml. So now we use it only for changing the Maven custom local repository path. For that one we use it. Later we are going to refer that settings.xml again and again. Okay. So here also we have some configuration files are there. Server.xml and another one is tomcat-users.xml file. Server.xml and tomcat-users.xml XML file. Two important files are there. Okay, other files also there, but we are going to use these two. Clear? Lib directory. Can you guess lib directory what it contains? Libraries. So if any software which is developed using the Java, if you go and see in the lib directory, it contains jar files. Jars we are referring as a libraries. Jar files we are going to refer as a libraries. If it is a Java software, Java means if any software which is developed using the Java, if you go and see in the lib directory, definitely jar files will be there. Right? These jar files are going to use for running that software, whatever the software they have developed. Right? Logs. Can you guess what this logs directory contains? Logs directory contains that log files. So by default, this logs directory will be empty. Okay, by default it is empty. So once if you start this tomcat server, which is going to generate that four log files. Manager.log, host manager.log, catalina.out, and local host.log. So like this, four logs are going to generate, and we'll see for what purpose manager.log is going to generate, host manager.log. We'll see all these things, right? We are going to generate, we are going to see all these log files. By default, logs directory will be empty. Once if you start the tomcat server, it is going to generate. So this is one of the interview question. So in the logs directory, what are the log files we can see, and for what purpose these log files are generated. So once we start the tomcat server, we'll see all these log files. Then I will show you this manager.log file, why it has generated, for what purpose and all. Okay. Then web apps directory. So Mantesh is asking, does this get delete clean when we stop the server? No. So if you stop the server, these log files are not going to delete it. Okay. So it will be there only. So until unless if you delete forcibly, then only it is going to delete. Web apps directory. Can you guess what this web apps directory contains? Web applications. See, we are going to deploy the applications, right? Where those applications are going to store? Those applications are going to store into the web apps directory. This is one of the interview question. So once if you deploy the application into the tomcat server, so where it is going to deploy? It is going to deploy into the web apps directory. So by default, 5 default apps are there in this web apps directory. 5 default apps are there in the web apps directory. We'll see what are the 5 default applications, then for what purpose. Okay. So web apps directory contains that all the applications whatever we have deployed. So in the same tomcat server, can we deploy n number of applications? Yes, it is possible. You can deploy. Suppose I have developed that Facebook application. I have developed that Amazon application. Yes, you can deploy all the applications in Tomcat server. Clear? Then work directory. So after deploying the applications in the web apps directory, after deploying, so those applications are going to generate some files and which is going to keep into the work directory. So those files which are going to use while running the application, those applications, those files which are going to used by the applications. Okay, so we are not going to externally do any configurations on this particular directory. So this directory can be used by the applications whatever which we have deployed. Okay, temp directory. Temp directory. Can you guess what this temp directory contains? Temporary files. So just you can keep, suppose some files you want to keep it, right? So we are going to keep that some files here. That's all. Other than this one, we are not going to use it. Clear about this Tomcat directory structure? Anybody have any questions? You guys clear about that each directory, right? No questions? If not, we'll go to the other topic. Tomcat server installation. Any limit size on the log files? So every day it is going to generate with that date and timestamp. I will show you. Okay. Once if you run that server, it is going to generate with the date and timestamp. Tomcat server installation. So if you want to install Tomcat server, do we need to install any prerequisite software? Yes, na? Yes. See, if you want to install that Maven software, which software we have installed? We have installed that Java. Java is the prerequisite software to install that Maven, Tomcat, SonarQube, Nexus, Jenkins. Right. So for Maven, we have used that JDK. Right. So to install Maven, we have installed that JDK. Right. To install Tomcat server, you can install that JRE. JRE is enough to run the Tomcat server. But to install the Maven, you should install the JDK. So if you install JDK, is it going to work Tomcat server? Yes, it is not. It is no problem at all. It is going to work even if you install JDK also. But JRE is fine. When if you install JRE also, it's fine. But for for Maven, you should install JDK only. Clear? So first we are going to install the Java, then we are going to install the Tomcat server. So I am going to install that Tomcat server 9.x version. We are going to install the Tomcat server 9.x. So for installing Tomcat 9.x, which version of Java we need to install? So that Guys, version compatibility also very important. Version compatibility also very important. See, if you're installing Tomcat 9.x, so if you install Java 1.5, is it going to support? No. If you go and see here, somewhere they mention to install this Tomcat server, this 9.x, you have to install that 8.x above, 8.x above. Okay, so we are going to install that Java 1.8, or we can call as Java 8. Java 1.8, or we can call as Java 8. Clear? So what we are going to do, I am going to show you how to install this Tomcat server in the Linux server. So you guys can install this Tomcat server in only in the Linux server. Don't install in Windows machine. Don't install in Windows machine. Clear? So already we know to install this Java. So we have already created one blog, na? Mithun Technologies blog. There we have created one post. So if you go here, just click on this Java. So don't follow this blog. Just scroll down. This one. If you see here, this blog 1 year back I have created. 2 years back. Java installation in Linux server. This one. Okay. See, Ashok is saying to run the Tomcat server 9.x requires that Java 8 or later. Read the release notes. Okay. So there you can go and check it, the version compatibility. Okay. Suppose if you want to install that Tomcat 10, okay, Tomcat 10, which version you need to install? So if you go and see, it's a readme file. This one, Tomcat 10.0 requires that Java 8 or later. Okay. Even Tomcat 10 also going to support Java 8. Right. So Tomcat 9 point also. See guys, this is for software. This is for documentation. So if you want detailed information about this Tomcat, you can go through this documentation also. If you want to download this software, click on this under download this. So here also you will see that readme. So here see Tomcat 9.0 requires this Java 8 or later. Means you can install that Java 8 above version also. Okay. So now we are going to install that Java 1.8 version. Java 1.8 version. Sir, while installation, what are the options hyphen header cookie and in wget? Okay. So if you go here, so if you see here, see means content header cookie. So we are accepting that cookie and all. See if you want to open any page, that website, they have some cookies. If you accept that cookies, then only they are going to allow. Okay, even I don't know whether you observed or not. If you open some websites, they are going to ask you to accept that cookies. What is a if you don't accept that cookies, then one pop-up is going to be there only. It is not going to allow you to access that fully. If you accept the cookies, what will happen? Your our laptop details, everything it is going to send to them. Okay, means from which client they are accessing, from which browser, which version, which operating system, all our details are going to send it to them. That is the use of cookies. You don't worry about all those things. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, instead of installing Tomcat server in the existing server, I'm going to create a one EC2 instance. Then only I'm going to install that one. See, Abdul is saying, yes, sir, I saw accept all cookies. Yes, once if you accept all cookies, your information is going to send it to their servers. So cookie is nothing but it's a piece of software which is going to download into your browser. Okay, so that's why sometimes if you delete cookies, also one checkbox is there. Delete cookies also. Okay, so if you are from development background, you know all these things under. Okay, even I developed a, like developed many cookies as part of my development. Recently, 2 years back also, I was see guys, I'm looking into that development side as well as DevOps side also. If any development work, I can work on those things also. Okay, I know this development very well. So now what we are going to do, we are going to click on launch instances and we are going to create a one instance. So I'm going to create that Red Hat server. 1 GB RAM is enough? Yes, just for running one or two applications, 1 GB RAM is enough. That too, our applications are very small applications only. Okay, next, next, next. So if you see here, secured groups, by default, the 22 port number is enabled. Okay, we'll see. We are not going to enable this port. So if it is on-premises server, instead of secured groups, we are going to use the firewall D command. Using that firewall D command, we are going to enable the ports, we are going to disable the ports. But in AWS, we have one service called as security groups. Using the security groups, we can open the ports, we can disable the ports. Okay, so by default, if you see 22 port number is enabled. What is the port number for 22? For which service? SSH. So you guys already aware of this default port numbers for protocols, right? SSH, FTP, right? What is the port number for FTP? For SSH 22, FTP 21, then as this one HTTP 80, for HTTPS 443, SMTP 25, right? So if it is a MySQL database 3306. So like this guys, some default ports are there. So sometimes they are going to ask the questions on these things also. Okay. So by default, that 22 port number is going to enable. Then only we can able to connect to that server. If you delete this one, okay, you are not able to connect to that server. Okay. Review and launch. So you can select that I have multiple PEM files are there. So I'm going to use this one. So I have all these PEM files in my laptop. So guys, if you don't have those PEM files, you are not able to. Okay, click on launch instances. and just scroll down, click on view instances. Click on view instances. Right. So now if you see this server is up and running, and give the any name. I'm going to give the name as tomcat server. Okay. So now I'm going to connect to this server. So Chai is asking, I can use that existing instances as well as, right, sir? Yes, madam, you can use it, but better to maintain that different instances for each software. Even in the real time also, we are going to use like that one only. That's why. So now let me connect to the server. Click on SSH client, copy this one, open the terminal. You're using MacBook. Go to that folder where your temp files are there. Okay. Then you can execute this command. Say yes. It has successfully connected. If you want, you can verify it using the uname command. Right. So then I'm going to install this Java first. So for that one, switch to the root user. Then follow this blog. Go to the OPT directory, install wget and unzip. Okay. Then download this Java package and you can install that one. We'll see. So Sangamesh is asking, in mobile terminal, we need to correct our git bash. Your wish, Baya, you can use either one, mobile term or git bash. Your wish. So it's installing the JDK 1.8. So it's installed. Now just type that Java hyphen version. Let's see, Java 1.8 version is installed. If you want to know whether Java is installed or JR is installed or JDK is installed, how to know? Java C hyphen version. If it is JDK is installed, this command is going to work. Okay. So now install that tomcat server. So for that one also, I have created one blog. Just go here, tomcat. Click on this tomcat. Okay. See here, login as a root user. Install this wget and unzip. So already I have installed that wget, but it is not going to install. But anyway, I'm going to install this unzip. See that unzip has installed. Unzip has installed. Then go to the OPT directory. Already we're in OPT directory. So if you observe here, we are downloading 9.0.44. If you see, if you execute this command, whether it is going to download or not, let's see. We are getting that 404, right? 404 means URL is not correct. right? URL is not correct. Then what to do? First, we need to check that URL. So this URL is not correct. Then go to that Tomcat official download page. See, right click, copy link location, and take this one. Okay, so take this one and execute this duplicate command. So it is going to download that 9.59. Go here. See, it's downloaded. Just type ls. Observe that here it has downloaded 9.0.59. We need to extract it. So if you want to extract it, unzip Apache. Okay, that directory have given that zip file name. If you see here, it has extracted. So now, if you go inside this Apache Tomcat, okay, and if you see, so currently we're in that Tomcat directory. So Tomcat home directory. Tomcat home directory is nothing but where you have extracted. Where you have extracted. Okay, just type ls. If you observe here, we'll see here many directories. Bin directory, right? Lib directory, logs, conf, temp directory, web apps, and that. So if you go inside this logs directory and if you see, nothing is there. Currently we're in the logs directory. Same way, if you go to that lib directory, okay, jar files are there. So if you go to that bin directory, see here, catalina.sh, startup.bat, startup.sh, shutdown.bat, shutdown.sh, version.sh, version, like that many script files are there. Same way, if you go to that web apps directory, if you see here, 5 default applications are there, right? Manager, host manager, docs, all these things, right? Then if you go to that work directory, even work directory also by default it is empty, nothing is there, right? And temp directory, if you see here we have one file is there. If you want, you can see that what is there in, nothing is there inside that particular file. See, it's a empty size. Now you guys clear about this directory structure, right? So right now we didn't started, so that's why nothing is there in this logs file, right? So nothing is there in this logs file. Okay, so here now we are going to start that Tomcat server. So how we can start? If you go to the bin directory, directly you can run a sh startup.sh. If you run like this one, it is going to start. But my requirement is, if you observe, if you want to start the Tomcat server, you should come to that bin directory. Then you have to execute that sh startup.sh or sh catalina.sh, right? But my requirement is from anywhere I need to execute it. I need to execute this startup.sh or stop.sh, shutdown.sh and all. How to start, how to stop from any directory. So for that one, here, if you observe here, we are creating that so guys, not this one, just scroll down, this one, this block. So after extracting, we are creating a soft links. We are creating a soft links, right? So if you create the soft links from anywhere, you can access that startup.sh, shutdown.sh with these names. So we have extracted and we went to the bin directory and we need to give the, what do you mean by this one? What do you mean by this one? We are giving the execute permissions for only the user, all the shell scripts. So go to the bin directory. So already we are in the bin directory. Right now, if you observe, all the binary files are don't have the execute permissions. If you see here, don't have any file having execute permissions. No. Now I am going to give that execute permissions. Now just type ls-fnl. Observe here, all the execute this shell scripts have that execute permissions. Clear? Then go here. So just copy these commands and change the versions, because I have documented for 9.0.53. So but which version we have installed? See, we have installed that 9.0.59. Just copy this one, just change it here, this bin, this one. Okay, then execute this command. So here most of the time what the people are going to do, the mistake is they are not going to give the proper path, correct path. Okay, you should give that correct path. Copy this one, execute it. Same way, copy this one, execute it. So now from anywhere, okay, not only the from bin directory, from anywhere you can access it. Okay, go to that user home directory, user root home directory. Then you can execute start tomcat. See, it started tomcat server. So if you want to know what is the process ID which is using, very simple, ps-ef grep tomcat. See here, this tomcat is running with the root user. This is the process ID. So if you want to stop tomcat. Now if you execute this ps-ef grep tomcat, see, it is not giving the process ID. So this process ID is giving because of this command we are executing. Clear? So like this, you can start the tomcat server, stop the tomcat server, right? Now I have started. How to access it? Okay, so Mantesh is saying, please go to the log file. Yes, I will go now. Go to that previous home directory, previous directory, and there you will see that logs. You see now here, Catalina.out, host manager, local host. If you observe, 4 log files are created. Manager.log, host manager.log, Catalina.out. So if you go to that web apps, if you see here, manager, one application is there. So for this application, This manager that log file has created. Host manager, host manager that log file has created. You are going to access this Tomcat server from your browser, right? Those logs are going to store here. So for your Tomcat server, this Catalina.out file has created. Suppose if you are starting Tomcat server, if it is not starting, which file you have to access? Which file you have to check? Catalina.out file. Okay, clear about these log files? So now, how to access this Tomcat server? Very simple. So take the server public IP address. Okay, where you have installed the Tomcat server. Na? Take that public IP address. So how we are going to access from our browser? 8080 default port number. And one more thing. Okay, so you have to do some configurations. So go to that conf directory. Not here. Later we'll see that one. So if you try to access this one, you will get a error. You are not able to access it. Why? Because by default your Tomcat server is running with that 8080. Your Tomcat server is running with 8080. This 8080 port is enabled in our Linux server. No, we have to enable that port number. How? Select that server, which server you have deployed. Go to the security. See here, secured group. Click on the secured group. Okay, and if you observe here, by default only that SSH is enabled. Click on this edit inbound rules. See, only the 22 port number is enabled. Click on add rule. So here, if you select all TCP, it is going to enable from 0 to 65,535 all the ports. So if you want to enable specific port, select that custom TCP. Here you have to give that 8080. So if you want access from anywhere, select it. Save this one. Now you can go here, just refresh it. See, we can enable access. Without enabling that ports in the secret group, you are not able to access it. Clear? Now, if you want to log in, click on this manager app, you will get a error 403. So for this one, what you have to do, go to that manager application, go to that web apps directory. There you will see that manager directory. Go inside that manager directory. Inside that one you will see that meta-inf. Go inside that meta-inf and you will see that context.xml. Open that context.xml. Just scroll down. You will see here a value tag. So you have to comment these two lines. Then only you can able to access from outside server. How to comment it in the XML? Less than exclamation mark hyphen hyphen. Right. Same way hyphen hyphen greater than. Right. Less than exclamation mark hyphen hyphen and hyphen hyphen greater than. Save it. Now if you go back to your server and click on manager app. Still we are getting same error. That time you can clear the cache. Okay. So if you want to clear the cache, just type that control button, shift button, delete. Control shift delete. So here, so if you want you can select everything, or if you want you can select it last hour. Okay, you can select it last hour like this one also. So now refresh it, click on manager app. See, it is asking the credentials. Do you have the credentials? No. How we can create the credentials? Very simple. Go to that conf directory. There you will see that tomcat-users.xml file. There you will see that tomcat-users.xml. Okay. open that tomcat-users.xml file. Okay, just scroll down, come at the end, just type I, it will come insert mode. So here you have to create a one user tag for creating that username. User is a one tag, username is the attribute. So give that username whatever you want to create that username. So I'm going to give that Mithun Technologies is the username, and the password is equal to, I'm giving the password as a password only. Then roles, so some default roles are there, manager hyphen gy comma admin hyphen gy. Okay, close the user tag like this one. Okay, so like this guys, you can create n number of users also. Save it. Now go here, use that same credentials. So I have created the username as Mithun Technologies username, and password only. See, I can able to access it. Now if you observe here, 5 applications are there. This is the root, docs, example, host manager. So go back. So we have updated one context.xml file, right? So which is available in the manager directory, manager app directory. So that's why we can able to access this server status and manager app. But if you click on this host manager, again you are going to get the error. So for that one also, what you have to do, go to that web apps. There you will see that host manager. Go inside that host manager. There you will see that meta-inf. However, we have updated that context.xml. Okay, in the manager app, in the host manager also you have to update. So that value tag you have to comment. That value tag you have to comment. Save it. So now you can go here, click on host manager. See, it is. So use the same credentials. Mithun Technologies. Password is a password. See, I can able to. Right. So what you have to do, if you want to access these applications, you have to update the context.xml file in the host manager and the manager apps. Clear? Anybody have any questions so far? Whatever we discussed. If you observe, when I'm creating the username Mithun Technologies, for this user, I have given that two roles, manager hyphen gy, right, and admin hyphen gy. These are the two roles which I have given. So if you give that manager hyphen gy, we can able to access that server status and manager app. If we give that admin hyphen gy, we can access that host manager app, host manager, right? So now for this user, I have provided that two roles, right? Manager fngy, admin fngy. That's why I can able to access that all these three apps, all these three apps. If you don't provide admin gy, can you able to access the this host manager? No. If you don't provide that manager gy, can you able to access the server status and manager app? Not able to. So this is the assignment for you guys. So create a one user called as user one, provide that manager hyphen gy and try to access the host manager. Same way, create a user two, provide the admin hyphen gy and try to access the server status and manager app. You are not able to access it. So when you are doing this assignment, every time clear the cache and you can try it. So Damodaran is asking, what is the use of valve tag? Without commenting valve using same network intranet will be able to access. So not the same intranet, within the same server where you have installed that tomcat server, in that server you can able to access it. So if you want to access from outside of that server, you have to comment that valve tag. Suppose you have installed the tomcat server in your laptop. If you want to access that tomcat server in your browser, you don't want to comment that valve tag. Clear? If you want to access from outside network, outside that machine, you have to comment it. Suresh Kumar is asking, sir, after tomcat installation, we need to set the home path for like Maven. No need, Bhaiya. No need. See, right now, your tomcat is running with which port number? 8080 default port number. Assume I have a requirement. I want to install tomcat server JBoss in same machine. Same machine means same server. JBoss also going to run with the default port number 8080. Guys, is it possible to run the more than one service with the same port number? No. Then how we can do it in this case? How we can do it in this case? We need to change the port number. How to change the port number for a tomcat server? How to change the port number for tomcat server? Go to that server.xml, which is available in the conf directory. So go to that conf directory. There you will see that server.xml. Open this server.xml. Set the line numbers SCNU. Go to the line number 69. See, line number 69. Connector port. Okay, by default it is 8080. Change from 8080 to 9980. So my phone number is starting with 9980. Easily I can able to remember. That's why I'm giving 9980. So guys, can we give this number 1000 port number? We should not supposed to. Why? Because that is the reserved port number. So from 0 to 1023 are the reserved ports. Reserved means you should not supposed to use those ports for other services. Already those are reserved. Okay, so that's why I'm using that 9980. Save it. So now if you try to access that with 9980, we are not able to. Why? Because if you do any configurations in server.xml, you should restart it. You should restart it. Without restarting, it is not going to work. Okay, how to restart it? Very simple. Stop tomcat, then start tomcat. Now you can go here, refresh it, 9980. If you observe, still I am not able to access. Why? In the security groups, did you remember? We have opened that 8080 only. Click on inbound rules. Go here. Just change. If you want, you can add one more rule. Select a custom port. You can give that 9980 from anywhere. Save it. You can go here, refresh it. Now see, even you guys also can able to access. Why? Because I have specified from anywhere. But in the real time, we are not going to give like that one. We are going to give some network range, our company network range. You guys can able to access it now. Clear? So today we discussed about that. What is the Tomcat, the directory structure, installation, how to change the port number, how to access the Tomcat server from our browser, from our laptop, how to change the port number. So tomorrow what we are going to do? We are going to deploy the application, whatever we have developed, that WAR file, and we are going to access it, how to access that application, how to stop it, how to start it. Then all these things we are going to discuss, and also we are going to discuss about that web servers. Web servers. Clear, guys? Anybody have any questions so far? Whatever we discussed. Sir, please share the today running notes. Okay, I will share this entire file. Okay, just go to that one. Sir, why you are selecting TCP in security group as it is HTTP? So that is a protocol. TCP connection type, that one. See, even in HTTP also we have various connection types are there. UDP connection, TCP connection. That is the connection type. So all our connections are TCP IP protocols only now. Clear? Anybody have any questions? No questions? Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Before coming to the next class, finish this assignment and install that Tomcat server so that we can deploy that application in tomorrow's session. Thank you. So guys, still some people not responding. Clear that second installment fees. Thank you.